Hello everyone, my name is Admiral Prince Eric and welcome back to my channel. So today is on June 25, after the 25th birthday game marathon 3 days ago with the release of update 12.5. So in this video I will go for a full review ahead on the update 12.5 that was just recently but a full release on live servers like the NA, EU, and Asia servers. So on the second part, I will recap for my 25th birthday game marathon. So for 3 updates. So let's get on to it right now, but I don't have to wait. This video is gonna be a long. Let's start off for the news. Sorry guys, it appears to be the Windows security alert right now. I just needed to allow access. Okay, update 12.5, Asymmetric Battle. Here we go, the summer era. Okay, the maintenance period is up on Asia servers began on Thursday, about 3 hours time. So, on Wednesday, immediately released on this update 12.5 by for EU and NA servers. So starting on this update 12.5, we will be feature a update Navigator. This new feature will help you keep track of what's new in World of Warships. Complete a simple missions to obtain rewards as soon as possible. Each signal light of the Navigator is associated with a specific activity that's available in the current update. The signal lights will turn red on the Navigator when you start completing connected activities, and they turn green once you completed them. Turn all the signal lights to green to unlock a combat mission that will deliver you a main reward. Sorry, just having my breakfast is too full, too good to be true. But let's keep continuing on. Here we go. Update 12.5 delivers the following without a 25th birthday game marathon. The Asymmetric Battles, Pan-European Destroyers, continuation or early access. Then the changes to the Battle Pass, American Independence Day, the Conquest of the Mediterranean Adventure, technical improvements, new ranked battle season, new brawls, content additions and changes, game balance changes, and other minor changes. Okay, so let's start on Asymmetric Battles. This is the third time Asymmetric Battle takes place in update 12.5. For the past years, I did participated on the Asymmetric Battles against players, but on the third time in this update features against bots. Bots will be playing tier 7 in each ships, while on the player side on our team plays tier 9 and 10 ships. But the divisions are not allowed. The XP and credit earnings in Asymmetric Battle are higher than a co-op battles, but lower than a random battles. The bots have become smarter in the new iteration. They will now take up more advantageous positions on the map, rush into close combat less often, and distribute themselves out more optimally around key areas. So I did try up ahead starting on Thursday, but consequently because that the too long waiting for a matchmaking, but a little try for this. The asymmetric battle is way similar for the co-op battles for a third time. What I usually wanted to do for playing tier 10 ships right to do is for with an economic bonuses. Immediately wanted to spend credits to get on further for purchasing the credits for the next ships to be obtained. Update Han European Destroyers on update 12.5 is still ongoing ahead for early access. So the Pan-European Gunboat Destroyers will be immediately a full release of the on the next update on July 2023. So we topic about last time in the update 12.4 on May 2023 so far, but I will going to skip this entirely. Now, the Battle Pass, as usual, the update delivers a fresh Battle Pass. Earn Battle Pass points by completing daily and weekly combat missions. Advance through the Battle Pass progress bar and earn awesome rewards. The final reward of free Battle Pass are 7 times rare bonuses containers and 1,250 summer tokens. You can exchange the latter for some excellent bundles during the summer festival event. The premium battle pass delivers even more valuable items, and the final reward for completing it is Commander Dusty Roads with 12 skill points and 3,750 summer tokens. Also, in this update, we changed the post-progression rewards for the premium battle pass. After completing all of its levels, players will now receive 1-time rare bonuses container and 50 summer tokens for each additional level. Among the seasonal bonuses this time are additional combat missions to earn battle pass points and progress to levels, a 100% bonus for the first daily victory, and a 5% bonus to gold, steel, and research point earnings. So, I did not activate the premium battle pass right now in the update 12.5, so I can save doubloons up ahead to look forward the Spanish cruisers for early access. That means in the next update. Now, the US Independence Day. The Americans celebrated its Independence Day on July 4th. To commemorate the occasion, we prepared a special event for players to participate in team activities. New content dedicated to holiday will arrive in the armor in a week. You'll be able to earn Independence tokens by completing combat missions and then exchange these tokens for various rewards. Among them is West Virginia 41 with the West Virginia Permanent Camouflage, the Gold Eagle Permanent Camouflage for Minnesota, Commander Statue of Liberty with 6 skill points, and Rings of Freedom containers, as well as a premium version. Besides, during the event, players will be able to purchase Halford and West Virginia 44 with the Thunderbird and Risen from the Ashes Permanent Camouflages respectively. But I can't wait to see this Halford to be available right now for Armory. Accordingly, from the World of Warships dev blogs said that Halford will be available for call, and this ship will be available sometime in the during update 12.5 or immediately the next update. Okay, so West Virginia 44, this is a controversial ship for the community contributors back in 2021. So these are the permanent camouflage for the Halford as well as the West Virginia 44. But I can't wait to see this for the 4th of July event on World of Warships. Here are some containers and the premium containers. But I will look forward the only need to do a Minnesota's permanent camouflage. That permanent camouflage was one of them from the American Standard Battleships on early access back in late 2020, alongside Kansas and Vermont. The Conquest of the Mediterranean Adventure. 2 weeks after the release of this update, a team event is scheduled to get underway. This time the events will be unfold in an alternative setting dating back on First World War, when you take on the role of an Austro-Hungarian commander. During the event, you'll be able to complete special combat missions and earn a new temporary resource, a Austro-Hungarian tokens. Among the rewards of the event are Tier 9 Pan-European Austro-Hungarian Destroyer Jaeger. Jaeger, it means the reference to the light infantry, but comes with that a destroyer, plus a special commander Felix Bompard with 6 skill points, as well as the Perpetuum Mobile Permanent Camouflage for the ship. In addition, players will be able to obtain the Conquest of Mediterranean commemorative flag and patch for completing special chain of combat missions. Jaeger is a project for a destroyer leader developed by Austro-Hungarian Naval Technical Committee and presented in 1917. But in the end result was a 2,000-ton torpedo ship with a 6-inch main battery guns. However, the project was never implemented due to the end of the First World War and the collapse of Austro-Hungarian Empire. During the event, Jaeger will be only available in exchange for Austro-Hungarian tokens, but After this event, I will presume for that the Jaeger could be available right now on something available for coal, steel, or research points. But this is spoilers got ahead to see this up. Full details of the venture will be released. The dedicated article will be later in the upcoming days. Now, the technical improvements, here are the major changes. Cool off period. The end of battle or transition to post-battle statistics screen will now be a smoother experience. At the end of each battle, a message with the battle results will appear on screen. After that, players will have a few additional seconds in which they can perform different actions in the battle environment. These actions won't affect the outcome of the battle, but they will be taken into account in the final results. For example, players can deal damage to opponents, destroy ships, and earn achievements in this period. These changes will help avoid situations where battle ends too abruptly, which can be especially annoying during exciting engagements. But this is going to be a positivity feedback. But I'm really positivity right now because we'll be doing this right now, fight to the end. I really like this co-op period for my first time. Bot improvements. Bots in the training room have had their AI improved. They will now take up more advantageous positions on the map, rush into close combat less often, and distribute themselves more optimally along key areas. Bot AI in co-op and training battles will also receive additional improvements. Improved collision avoidance system against island bots in co-op battles will reverse in case of collision, similar to training room bots. Bots will try to ride enemy ships less often. The matchmaking changes. The matchmaking settings for battles featuring tier 1 to 5 ships have been changed. Now the matchmaking restrictions will be eased sooner and bots will be added to battles earlier. This will allow battles with ships of the mentioned tiers to assemble faster. An updated domination mode with 3 key areas has been added to random battles in back on update 12.1. The new settings will reduce the number of extreme situations where battles were too long or too short. Having made these changes will increase the chances of the updated domination mode being selected in update 12.5, and we're also going to add it to it on co-op battles. Now, the ranked battles. In the ranked battle season 12 starts on the update 12.5. Ships of all types are allowed to participate. Battles in all leagues will be fought with tier 10 ships in the 6 vs 6 format. Like in the previous season, the rule for keeping a star in the event of a loss is the same for all leagues. Only the top XP earners on the losing team will keep it a star. Starting in update 12.5, similarly to brawls and clan battles, restrictions for ship type and specific ships will be supported in ranked battles, and restrictions can be added or changed throughout the season. Restrictions won't be introduced at the start of season 12. Damn, I can't wait to see this. What comes to ships to be banned will be similarly from other games. Okay, the first round of brawls. The brawls will be here for the update 12.5 for 3 rounds. The first brawl took place on tomorrow at 8 a.m. It ends on July 3 before the 4th of July at 3 a.m. This time, the first round of brawls takes place tier 8 ships, cruisers, battleships, and destroyers. In the absence of aircraft carriers and submarines, will be a 2 vs 2 format. But restrictions is no more than 1 battleship per team. You can also participate in the division. So the second round took place on July 3. After the first round of brawls conclusion, this time will be a tier 10 ships without aircraft carriers and submarines in a duel format. Now, the third round of brawls began in a back on tier 8 ships, but this time is a 3 vs 3 format. No more than 2 battleships, 2 cruisers, 2 destroyers, and 1 aircraft per team, without a submarine. You can also participate in the division of up to 3 players. I'm gonna wait for this for a long time. But this first round of brawls I decided to go on playing the Pan-Asian and Pan-European destroyers will be engaged in night fight. You know, I really wanted to continue grinding Commander XP for 17 skill points, as well as grinding for tier 9 ships like going on the Pan-Asian destroyer Chungmu, as well as the Tier 9 Pan-European destroyer Ostergotland. Content additions and changes. Additions to the game are Commanders Leo Gradwell for British ships and Grigory Spiridov for Soviet ships. The Canada Day, Marine Day, and Chamomile flags. The Star Ornament permanent camouflage for Minsk and PQ-17 spendable camouflage. Wow, it looks like very interesting. The 8-pointed star and PQ-17 patches. New image for Pan-Asian, German, Italian, and Spanish commanders. In update 12.5 also delivers 2 new European commanders with unique appearances and individual voiceovers. These commanders will be obtainable during update 12.5 by completing a special chain of combat missions. We'll share more details with you on back in June 22. The most changes is the old World of Warships logo has been removed from the Valentine's Day expendable camouflage, as well as from the Mod Maker permanent camouflage for Alabama VL, the Blazing Tropics permanent camouflage for Atlanta, the Autodroid permanent camouflage for Alaska, the Ice and Flame permanent camouflage for Lexington, the Epoch permanent camouflage for Tier 9 ships, and the New Year permanent camouflage for Nuremberg, Hatsuharu, Icarus, Dallas, and Normandy. Now, the ships Numancia and Ruggiero di Lolia were added for testing by developers, volunteers, and community contributors. But since then, both 2 new ships will be still on work in progress. Now, changes to containers are: the Firepower Premium container has been expanded. Its drops to include 3 new additions for Trom, Malta, and Avalo de Basan. The Distant Voyages Premium containers will now offer a selection of new permanent camouflages. The special camouflages are the Enlightenment for Toulon, Orca for Euron, and White Swan for Rio de Janeiro. Rare camouflages are 1776 for San Diego, Dawn Harmony for Shimanto 1, Industrial for Hawk, Johnstone Atoll for Salmon, Newfoundland for U-190, The Legend of the Oceans for Anhalt, Liberation for Cherbourg, Seven Seas for Sinop, and Drat in Mayhan. All of these permanent camouflage were made available last year. Now, for unique camouflages are Cloud Privateer for Hampshire, Dawn Harmony for Takahashi and Yodo, Greek Trireme for Velos, Industrial for Duncan and St. Vincent, Liberation for Brest and Marseille, Silver Swill for Conqueror and Holland, and Sui Generis for Black. All of these unique camouflages came back from last year. The game now includes 2 new additions, Picnic by the Sea containers and Captain Haldol's premium containers. We'll reveal the contents of these containers on our website with the release on this update. Now, the game balance changes. Retuning the balance of certain ships based on our analysis of the combat effectiveness and your feedback. The changes will affect Italian ships, German destroyers, Japanese cruisers, and some other ships, as well as Smoke Generator Mod 1 upgrade and X-Ray Papa Uno 1 signal. Now, the Smoke Generator Modification 1 update are going to be some changes. The bonus to this consumable action time reduced from 20%. They remove minus 5% penalty to smoke screen dispersion time. These upgrades are now available for Tier 5 to 10 ships. They use the Exhaust Smoke Generator consumable. X-Ray Papa Uno 1 signal is the bonus to Smoke Generator consumable action time reduced to 10%. These are Perd, Wanghe, Misor, Haida, Hector, and Vampire 2 is for a crawling smoke generator action time increase from 90 to 102 seconds. The Smoke Generator Mod 1 upgrade will be available for Italian ships with the Assault Smoke Generator consumable. The previous parameters of this upgrade, as well as X-Ray Papa Uno 1 signal, gave Italian ships a significant advantage, which is why these parameters have been changed. So as not to affect the overall efficiency of ships that use the crawling smoke generator consumable, its basic action time has been increased. Now the most part for these ships nations will be changed effectively. So I can read right now for this entirely for these balance changes for everything ships on nations. So I'm gonna full read ahead without a commenting. So I'm gonna see this full interesting, but only for a reaction to do so. So the good news is Conte di Cavour is about the sigma value increase to 1.7, meaning still is gonna be a low accuracy. Leon is gonna be the smoke generator consumable charges will be increased to 3, and the reload time of the ship's torpedo tubes reduced to 50 seconds. The Duca degli Abruzzi is about the deck charges released per one armament charge has been increased from 2 to 4. Now for Adriatico, but I'm still needed to purchase some credits for the good news. Is the gunfire control system Mod 2 upgrade can now be mounted in the 6th slot. Commonwealth, meanwhile, which is gonna be I don't have ships in my port. Germany, meanwhile, we got some good news for T-22. The penetration of HE shells fired by 105mm main battery guns has been increased from 18 to 26mm. Now, for the same ship, it's gonna be the reduced reload time to 61 seconds. The main battery reload time, the reload time of the ship's torpedo tubes is now 61 seconds, and the main battery reload time is about 3.6 seconds. Now, the good news for the German artillery destroyers. From C-31 to Elbin will be now an added consumable engine boost. However, the C-31 meanwhile, which is the main battery reload time, will reduced to 7 seconds. But C-25, but I don't have for this. In France, only for Bretagne, the sigma value increased to 1.9. Okay, on pan-European ships, we got Holland has good news. The main battery reload time reduced from 2.5 to 2.3 seconds, meaning we can engage to play these destroyers against it's just like Akisuki, but otherwise you have to be careful for that. Now for the British ships, Hawkins is about good news. The detectability range by sea will be 11.5 kilometers. Other detectability values has been reduced accordingly. Now, the main battery reload time has been reduced to 10.5 seconds. The repulse about the main battery reload time reduced to 25 seconds, and the repair party consumable has gained an additional charge. For Leander, will be going on nerf to 9 seconds. Hampshire, meanwhile, is going to be the reduced main battery reload time to 10 seconds, and the detectability range by sea to 11.5 kilometers. For the American ships, the good news is the Indianapolis. Armor plate thickness of the bow and stern have been increased from 16 to 25 millimeters. Anchorage, the hydrokinetic research consumable, has been moved to a separate slot. The North Carolina, about that, the sigma value increased to 2.05. Now, for Pan-Asian destroyers, Siliwangi and Wukong, I don't have any ship in my port. But the good news for Sejong, which is the main battery reload time about 4.8 seconds. Meanwhile, the ship's torpedoes reload time has been reduced to 125 seconds. Soviet ships, we have some good news. Kotovsky, the Tier 5 Soviet light cruiser, is detectability range by sea is about 11 kilometers, and the main battery reload time reduced to 8.2 seconds. Pogboyski is going to be detectability range by sea reduced to 7.1 kilometers. Meanwhile, the Tier 8 Soviet destroyer Kiev, the detectability range by sea reduced to 8.5 kilometers. Then detectability range by air increases to 3.9 kilometers. The ship's visibility when firing from smoke screen has been reduced from 3.4 kilometers. Tashkent is going to be the detectability range by sea is 8.9 kilometers. Detectability range by air is about 4.3 kilometers. The ship's visibility when firing from smoke screen has been reduced from 3.7 to 3.6 kilometers. Now on the Japanese ships, Mutsuki, you're going to have the reduced torpedo reload time is 65 seconds. Fubuki, the good news. The main battery reload time is about 7.5 seconds for now. Mogami has a good news. It about the main battery researchable module is about 40 seconds. Ibuki that I currently have my ship has some good news. The main battery reload time was reduced to 30 seconds. Zhao meanwhile, the main battery got 180-degree traverse time reduced to 30 seconds. Some of the rest of the Japanese light cruisers are some major changes. Starting on Tier 7 Omono, the main battery reload time is about 11.5 seconds. Main battery got 180-degree time reduced to 30 seconds. Tier 8 Shimanto is going to be they reduce the rudder shift time with shifting fire from the side to side reduced to 11.3 seconds for a stock module. For the researchable hull, rudder shift time with shifting fire from side to side reduced to 8.1 seconds, but it still gradually maintains the propulsion Mach 1 for Shimanto. Now for Takahashi has coming for a good news. For the stock hull, rudder shift time when shifting fire from side to side reduced from 60 to 12 seconds. Now for the researchable hull, the rudder shift time when shifting fire from side to side reduced to 8.5 seconds. The top tier is about Yodo. The researchable hull on the rudder shift time reduced to 9 seconds. This is a very good news for the Japanese light cruiser so far since on its full release back in update 12.0. Now, the other changes. The summer festival is about to begin. The armory and the premium shop are going to hold the summer festival event. Containers with premium ships as well as Captain's Hold All and Picnic by the Sea containers awaits you. As part of the event, a special combat mission chain will become available, completely to receive some Picnic by the Sea containers. The Convoy PQ-17. This summer marks the 81st anniversary of the events that unfolded in the Barents Sea, where the Kriegsmarine carried out a successful operation against the Allied PQ-17 Arctic Convoy. To commemorate the occasion, we prepared a special combat mission chain. Some of these changes were so far immediately as follows, but I don't read immediately for these entirely. Okay, so if you have questions for the patch update 12.5 on the full review and recap, so make sure if you wanted to go on comments down below, so make some sort up speed to it. Okay, we're going for the second part. It's about the 25th birthday game marathon. Since the conclusion, the second part of the 25th birthday game marathon, about on its conclusion, since on the release of update 12.5, has finally been a long ride, starting back on the update 12.2 for my birthday on March 23rd. Immediately for this was doing right now for the Pan American cruisers from Tier 3 to Tier 8 will be available for Armory, and do spend so much time. But I finally acquired the Tier 8 Ignacio Allende for a premium battle pass. So I will not getting on the permitted camouflage for some time. The Ignacio Allende. But September I got it for the economic bosses. Soon for that I will going to grind these Pan American cruisers very soon. I'll just have to wait for it. Now for the update 12.3 for the 25th birthday game marathon is for about a Dockyard Dyson. Doing right now for my most activity for the Dockyard combat missions without absences or anything else. I'm doing this properly, play daily every day. So I will choose everything that recommended a Dockyard combat missions will be going for easy but not hard. But I'm still quietly managed on to the game. Now, in update 12.4 ahead, this was a recently previous update before the update 12.5. Thus, I'm finally completed the Dockyard Combat missions and finally acquired the Tier 9 Japanese battleship Dyson. And I'm love to see. I'm love playing for the Dyson for a while, but I'm still quiet for this because the Dyson is classified as a battle cruiser, but I don't know sure. But I will see on for play on Bros to play this ship ahead for Dyson. So it's up to us because I'm looking forward for the next Dockyard event. Will be here. Will be here very soon. Accordingly, on the Waterline video, which is the next Dockyard event, is going to be a Tier 10 Pan-Asian Destroyer Illusion. It's coming right up ahead sometime in the update 12.7. Just like the Puerto Rico last year, when the similarities comes forward for this. So technically speaking, in my major announcements are going forward, so you never made to cease to amaze me because I'm finally did the accomplishment for the World of Warships for the past 3 years since I'm doing play like this and obtaining some tier 10 ships. You know I have too many for them because all the tier 10 ships finally acquired for ships XP at the time, but I usually wanted to go on getting credits. So that's it for today. So that's it for my today's video. On that we'll be recording. So please make sure so please be sure to like, comment, and click the notification icon so I will post my videos immediately on weekdays or weekends. So I will look forward right now for the public test 12.6 in the future. So I will go and be recording my gameplay. It's about the tier 10 Japanese heavy cruiser style for a public test, as well as the second round we're going for the tier 10 German aircraft carrier Manfred